I got another story for you guys today, so we're just going to start calling this story time, since that's what people seem to understand these videos to be. Sorry if you were a fan, and sorry about my choppy audio. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my audio. Like, it's actually not me stopping the tape. Like, it's doing something weird in my program, and I paid for it. That pisses me off. It might be on my computer. I don't know. Something weird's going on. Forgive me. It's not because I'm trying to cut something out. It just kind of starts doing this, like, it's not auto-tune. It just sounds really weird in weird places. But, okay. So today, like, I was reading the news, as I always do, and I always find something that pisses me off. And there was a story on this student that was I guess she was kidnapped and they think she's dead and they caught the guy or whatever, and it was reminding me of when we technically got fucking kidnapped from the crew member from Ozzfest, and I had to actually go search this to see which show it was because it was so long ago I couldn't remember the year, and I do believe it was this one from July 24th in 1999 in San Bernardino, because I drove way the fuck out there to go to this show, because I don't think they were closer at the time, and I couldn't remember. I was like, I wasn't living in Rancho Cucamonga, because then I could have easily called them there to pick me up. So no, I wasn't even living there yet. And this girl who had come with me to another show before, she gets plastered drunk. This is why I was laughing always at, it's all bring your friend, bring your buddy. I'm like, yeah, but if my buddy's fucked up, like, it's always going to be on me. Like, every responsibility, everywhere I go, it's going to be on me. However, during this show, it was I'm not taking full responsibility for this because I don't actually even remember how it transpired other than the beginning of talking to this crew member when we went to the show. The show was just horrible because you couldn't hear and you couldn't see the stage, and it was pissing me off, so I had to sit there and watch a screen. I'm like, did I literally just pay money to come to a show to watch a screen? I could stay at home, watch a fucking video. But I was having problems with that. So, and I'm short, you know, I'm like 5'2", so, you know, I'm in this back part, and the grade to the hill wasn't really that great to where you can like see over, so I can peek between someone's head maybe and see a guitarist play. Like, that's how bad it was for me. So, I mean, the bands were great, of course, I mean, from what I heard. But in the meantime, this crew member, he was like a lighting tech, so he was like up on this metal thing in the center of the fucking arena, like where everybody was hanging out on the lawn area. And so I guess like he couldn't leave to go get cigarettes, and again, this is way back when I used to smoke. So he asked me for a cigarette. I'm like, that's great. And then we started talking about I don't know what we were talking about. I talked to him for a second, not that we were hitting on him, because he was not hot, okay, but he was just a nice guy, and we couldn't see the fucking stage, so I mean, whatever, and I'm just a nice person. So, my friend's drunk, as usual, and somehow we got to talking about, he's gonna go, when the show ends, they were gonna go backstage, and we can go back with them. I'm like, sure, why the fuck not, you know? I mean, there was a million people at this place, so it was just like, whatever. And for me, it was a normal thing, because I've never really gone to a show where I didn't go, because I usually know the people, and so I don't know, I just didn't think anything of this at the time. So, and this is like right before all the Alice stuff blew up, like this is before it, I guess. So according to this date, so, and that girl was with me, so apparently, yeah. So we go back there. I remember seeing Sharon, and but we didn't talk or anything. She was like far away, and then Ozzy and them, so they kind of walked past us and went somewhere else. And so we kind of strolled through, but everybody was leaving, right? So they're like, oh no, they're all going to this hotel, and then they're gonna have like this party thing, right? Like some after thing, whatever, before they were gonna go off to their other place. And he's like, if you know, you can come with us, because we're gonna go straight over there. And so for some dumb reason, we were like, I don't know if it was me that was all okay or her. It was probably her that was like all okay because I was just kind of like, all right, but I wasn't really like thinking anything weird. Like it just everything seemed kind of cool. Um, so then we get in this car, right? So we go take. I know it's the first thing I know exactly what everybody's gonna think. It's like, why did you get in the car and not in your car? It's like, why the fuck am I gonna waste my gas? But anyway, so I don't remember. No, I honestly don't remember why we chose to do that. I don't remember if it was something that he said that we had to be in. I don't remember. I can't tell you the answer to that because I normally would not do that. Um, so she wanted to go because she was all partying it up too. So we're like, okay. So we both go. This is my buddy system right here, right? I don't even have a buddy to sit there and say, no, don't do it, okay? And it's usually me going, yeah, no, don't do it. But for some reason in this situation, I felt like, what can go wrong? Oh, this is what went wrong. So we get in the car, and I didn't have no cell phone at that time, not in that year. If I did, it was a prepaid, and then it wasn't working. And so we start going down this freeway, and it was like a long ways, and it was a long ways into San Bernardino or something. And I think at that time I lived in like, I either lived in Sherman Oaks or I had lived in Canoga Park, like one of the two. And so, oh my fucking god. So he drives us all the way out to some random hotel, right? So he was trying to say that Ozzy and all them were over there, and I really didn't I wasn't even there for Ozzy. I came to go see fucking Static X, man. That was my fucking shit right there. I came all the way there to see Wayne Static. I fucking love them. So, and I could barely see him. But it was kind of like, well, they invited us, why not? So we go, and we get to this hotel, and there ain't no fucking Ozzy there, and it was like a kind of a cheap ass hotel that he wouldn't be at anyway. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like, yeah, no, the party's all the way down in downtown LA or something weird. And he's like, no, we're going here. I'm like, you need to take us back. And my friend's like, oh no, these guys are really nice. And there was more than them. There was all these other guys there, like a couple other guys, right? We could have literally called the police on them. But at that time, in that year, it was kind of like, you're thinking of kidnapping as like somebody dragging you into a car. And it's kind of like, well, we said okay, but we did not okay to get taken far away somewhere else. And then they wouldn't take us back. And I was like, fuck that. And I did not stay in the room. I was like, oh hell no, my ass ain't getting raped. And luckily I was sober, because if I wasn't sober, maybe we could have got raped. But so I was like, I go outside, and I was like, I'm calling one of my friends, because this shit is this is fucking scary. I was like, I don't even know what these fools were thinking. If they thought like, well, if we just kidnap them and take them to this hotel, they'll just finally give in and think we're hot and like be with us for tonight. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I mean, they could have got arrested. So then I was like, okay, and I just want to say, like, black men get a lot of shit in the media, and I'm gonna tell you something. I can think of at least 2 times a black male has fucking helped me out, and this is that one of those 2 times that I can think of off the top of my head, and I forgot about this time. I had this friend from my work, I think, I don't remember, but I was like, I had this phone number, and I was like, you know what, we have to call somebody to get me the fuck out of here, because I need to get the hell out of it. I don't even know where I'm at, you know. Number 1, I did not agree to this. Number 2, and my friend is drunk and being an idiot and actually was trying to stay. I'm like, are you stupid? The guy like totally lied to us, and he's like, this guy is not anybody I want to even have dinner with. Okay, so what the fuck? So then she's over there talking to him. My friend comes from fucking, I think it was like San Diego, drives all the way out there, picks us up, and drives me all the way back to Sherman Oaks, wherever my car was. I don't remember where my car was. I guess it was back in San Bernardino, so I don't remember where we got taken to. We were taken very far, and he drove a long way to take me, just to take me back to my car, which I assume was at that pavilion. So I cannot tell you where we were taken to. But that was fucking bullshit, and yes, that is full-on kidnapping. So that is my story on that, and yes, let it be a lesson to you. I don't care if it's fucking Ozzy Osbourne, do not take off in the car with them. Don't do it. I'm not a groupie or anything else like that. This was the weirdest thing, because I was like, it was just like, why would you even say that they're going to this place, and then you knew that wherever we were going was the complete opposite way to where, and they probably didn't even have this party, right? It was probably totally made up. And mostly at that time, because I don't think Sharon was all down with Ozzy partying, but I don't know what they meant by party. Like, there were so many bands though, you know, so I don't know which hotels they were all staying at. Maybe they all had a thing. But this guy's like, oh, we went the whole other way. You know what I mean? Like, it was just crazy. It's just crazy. It's like, you could be arrested. Well, what? You know what I mean? And you know, and it's just sad, because at that time, like, I was a victim in this Alice thing, and so I'm sitting here, like, in this whole music industry, we have all this bullshit going. Oh, I know what it was that also reminded me today, is that they shut down the Sweden Fest because of all the rapes and assaults. I was like, yes, I can't even go to a show without somebody thinking of kidnapping me now. You know what I mean? Like, can you not be a human being? It's like, if you wanted a date, then you would straight up ask it. What, is there a reason why you have to lie and kidnap, like, 2 girls? Like, what the fuck? This is the problem. This is the problem. The problem isn't me. The problem is them. But that's my story. So yes, I was fucking kidnapped at the Ozzfest in 1999. Oh, and I should mention that when I made the call, I was outside on a payphone. And I know this shit can be tracked in some which way, because they did start recording and call logs and shit in that year. So if it was ever needed to be looked into, it could be found. So, but I thought was kind of interesting, the tail end of this clip here, when I was searching to see if there was a statute of limitations on that too, and I guess it's apparently only 6 years. I'm like, really? For kidnapping? Like, okay. So apparently I can't do anything about it either today if I wanted to, but I found that quite interesting too. It wouldn't have been that hard to figure out. And the person that I had to call, if they're still alive, I'm pretty sure they probably are, would totally testify that they drove their fucking ass from San Diego. That guy rocked, and I don't remember who he is today, but that is a good person right there, because they did not have to do that. But it's unfortunate, because nobody in the situation, not my friend, not even myself, or that person, thought, you know what, you should call the police and tell them you've been kidnapped and they will not take you back. That's what we should have did. But nobody was really up on that back then. So it's always like, there's all these stereotypes of when you're kidnapped, you see these movies of them like tying you up and then taking you out and dragging you against your will. However, there's kidnapping by fraud. I mean, I don't know what they call it in legal terms, but where somebody tells you that they're going to take you somewhere, kind of like what they do to kids. I'm going to go take you to your mom's house. The little kid gets in the car and then they go and steal them and then take them wherever else, you know, same concept. So as an adult, like, and it's happened to probably way more women than you even know, because they don't really talk about it. But I thought I would put it out there because I think that's probably a little bit more common. And so maybe somebody will sit there and think, oh my god, I remember when these stupid fuckers like did that to me. And that's not even the first time that some guy did that to me. The very first time that ever happened, that might have only been 2 times in my life. I don't know. You know, I better not say it's only been 2 times and then I'll remember a million other stories. But the very first time that ever happened to me was back home when I was growing up, and I think I was like 15, maybe. Someone's adult friend, he's an adult, a so-called Christian, decided to just drive me way out into the country. And we were just supposed to go to the store. And then he's like, oh, my gas is almost out, so I hope the car doesn't break down out here. And drives me to a fucking cemetery. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I'm freaked out. And then he takes me back, and we go back to our friend's house. And everybody thought that was hilarious. Hilarious. They're like, oh, he's got a little crush on you. It's like, hello, I'm a fucking minor. He basically kind of kidnapped me out into the country. What the fuck, people? But see, that's, nobody thinks, like, and so even as minors, like, we're like, so yeah, that wasn't the first time. Have your men stop fucking stealing us. Why the fuck do you need to do that? Can you, I will keep going on and on and on about this, but that's where we're gonna end it.